Hello everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to another stream. So we're working a little bit more on the animation. And I'm just figuring out a little bit that I want to do here. I'm just going to set this to 0.2. We're working on Lessadalgo. You can see him in the bottom right, that's him from the actual shot. But we're going to be messing around today and trying to make him look a little bit happier. I'm just trying to see if I can... That's not working. There we go. I'm gonna figure out what tool I'm using here first. That would be very helpful. Okay. So what we're trying to do here is we're trying to push the eyes up so he looks happy with the sculpt tool, and then we can use this. Oh my god, he's gonna look so happy. The idea is I'm going to be finishing off the encounter with him, hopefully today. I just gotta get him looking happy and get him potentially blinking using the sculpting tool. And then we should be good. Let's have a look here. How does that look? Oh my god! That looks so adorable. Do it maybe a little bit more. I'm just trying to get this so it looks right, because I've mentioned this before on stream, but everybody has their own expectations of, and sort of headcanon as to what the characters are like. And just trying to match that is a little bit awkward. I'm just going to move myself to the side here a little bit. But there we go. So this model is from, I think, Source Filmmaker? It's either Source Filmmaker or MMD or something. I've got the person who made it credited in the massive credits list that I keep for this project. There we go. So that shape key now controls the eyes. We do like happy eyes. Oh, thought something had gone wrong there. Okay, I think we're all right now. So what we do is, I need a one for blinking. So we'll do, I think this one is blink. What we're doing is we're basically pushing and pulling the model, but it's all on the sculpt tool here. And by pushing the model together like this, it emulates the sort of feel that we want to go for. So for blinking, I want to have it as little as we can get it, and then in the center we'll bring it in a little bit. Here we go, we'll just bring it down. I figure I don't want to make it look sad, but I want to have it so it looks like his eyes are doing the actual blink motion. Because that's really what this is missing right now. So maybe just bring it in a little bit more here. I absolutely love this. Like, through doing multiple projects like this, I'm actually learning a lot more about Blender at the same time. So I'm becoming a little bit more confident with it. So away we go. We got this sort of thing going on here. Just bring it in just a little bit more in the center. Okay. And then I think we'll do the same with the other one. Oh, hang on. Okay. And then we'll do the same with the other one. Because this is all part of the encounter. So... Oh my god! Okay, so I think I got that now. I've added some new stuff. If I go to... here now. And then we... Oh my god. Right, happy eyes. Oh, that's so good. I just hope nothing else messes up. Because, like, sometimes when you mess around with shape keys, unwanted bits can move. Okay, it looks like that's fine. So now I can just go ahead and animate these based off what I'm doing here at the moment. Because he's supposed to be, like, super excited. Because the idea is, we have him, like in this animation here, this is where you first encounter him. Instead, I've got him chilling out, That's what you can see in the bottom right. We've got him chilling out with his back to his shield. He's kind of leaning on it a little bit, using it to protect himself from the snow. And his sword's in the ground, and then what happens is he picks up his shield, picks up his sword, and then the encounter begins, and you can see his tail wagging. I just realized I'm going to have to import the stuff here into the actual animation file. I may have to just take the entire model and put that in. So it might take a little while to get that set up. Yeah, basically, we have him set up here and we have him barking. But the best part about this is going to be the blink. So I need to save this now, because I need this model in the other file now. Because it's technically been updated. What we'll do is we'll do this, and then we'll animate this bit in here and then take it across. So we'll do the blink. Because hopefully then we can have all these keyframes and everything. Okay. Hopefully this is all good. I'm just gonna turn down the soundtrack. Hey Amber! Hope everything's fine. Doggo production. Yeah, it's hopefully gonna be really good. Hope the audio is not too loud. Oh, so there we go. So we got him blinking. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have him blinking a couple of times. And then we'll have him do it when he barks like that. So we'll have him go, audio's fine. Nice. Okay, so we want him blinking, not all the time, just a little bit. Another one there. Like I said, I'm going to have to take this file into the main one as well. So I'm going to have to like redo certain bits, but it's no big deal. And then for this, we want to blink there. We do... Actually, no. Hang on, if I move that back, we put that about there, and then we keep that, what happens is, go, and then bring this back here, and then on there. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we repeat this process over here. This is gonna be so good. For those who are just tuning in, I literally just did the shape keys for the eyes to make them more emotive, because that's what it needed. Like there's a lot of emotion in eye stuff that I've been doing with this, so we'll move his mouth in a little bit and his tongue. Those are all important. Are his ears big? No, they're not. Oh, that would have been great to animate his ears. Would have been a little bit more to have his ears flopping around, but... Okay, so we do that, and then we have him go... Instead of... Like, we'll go from there, instead of blinking, we'll have the happy eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 keyframes, and we'll go to the happy eyes immediately. Oh my god. Can I mix the happy eyes with the blink? No, I can't. Ah, so I've got to tween between the two. Maybe a bit too early for that. Let's try happy eyes there. Okay, good boy is good. I've even got his tail wagging faster at that point as well. This is the idea, is he's meant to get excited and then drop his shield and sword a little bit. But until then... So what we'll do is we'll have his pant thing, because I think I had... Oh, it's not in here. In another file I had his pant going on, so he does the whole thing of being super excited, and then his tongue's coming out and going back in I think that was at like 5 frames per second. Not 5 frames per second, just 5. 5 frames in and out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's do it on a 4 and see what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doggo's happy to start the violence. No, 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 no. He just wants affection. He's just doing his job. Okay, so we see the tongue come out there, but it's so subtle. Can we change this up here a little bit? For anyone that's coming in and just seeing the stream now, you're looking in the top left. The bottom right is the final scene that I've been rendering. Let's see how this... Can I just, like, push that all the way? Oh, okay, we can. So if we want... What happens if I repeat that? If I put that there? Oh, that's awesome. So, for a lot of this, what we have to do is we have to exaggerate things in a very cartoony manner. Depending on what we're doing. Like with this, the tongue has to come out a lot more. So... The reason why I keep repeating it over and over again, the animation, is just to check and see whether what I'm doing is okay or whether I've messed up slightly. Oh, that looks so good. Right. Let's go here. It's gonna be good when we get him barking here in a moment. So, right, we go mouth closed, mouth open. So I can do a minimum range of -1, right? Yes, I can. So if I oh god, oh, so the rig isn't meant to do that based off what the original creator did. So yeah, there's no way that's happening. So I'm gonna have to do this where his mouth is shut here, maybe? Okay. Now the tongue stuff doesn't make any sense. Ah! It's emotive, but it doesn't make any sense because of that. Hang on. Let's take out the tongue stuff for the moment. It can still go to 2. Okay. So we have him do that. And then what we'll do is we'll close the mouth here. Picks up the sword. And then we'll close that there. Right, so the idea is he's just waiting. And then we'll have him do the... Have him slightly open it there and question. He's like, wait, what? Because you can't have a dog with its mouth shut the entire time, so... I figure we have him go like that. And then he kind of goes back a little bit, so we go... Nope, nope, nope. Too early. Let's just go from there and we go... Okay, so there it needs to be fully wide like that. And then we go back to about there. And then we go open again. Okay. Hang on. That's slightly slow there. Let's push this up. Sif looks diff, says Young. Hi, Young. Nice to see you again. Put that there. Okay, so now that works. So we'll do that just when he opens his mouth. We'll have the keyframes there for the tongue. I love the way we got this coming on as C-Round's theme comes on as well. And then we'll animate the tongue with this. Okay. That looks a lot better. It looks like it's got way more emotion in it and isn't as stiff and jolted as the last version. Why is the tongue not moving so much there? Oh, I see. It's because the amount of frames. I need to copy more of them. Make sure I've got this done right. Ah, there's a problem there. There's a problem already. There's a problem with the tongue animating. Trying to figure out where. Right, so it's the because the first frame. Oh crap! Because the first frame of it is the beginning there. Let's have a look. Okay. If I copy this over and over now, that should be fine. Yep, there we go. I was freaking out there. Okay, so we got that. I need that to go up until about here, roughly. Okay, hey Damon. Oh wow. Oh wow, keep that to DMs. Or rather, keep that to our Discord. Looking amazing. Thank you very much, Damon. Okay. It's fine, man. It's fine. It's no big deal. Okay, now this should technically work now, and then we can put it in the other scene and put the stick in there as well. And hopefully everything should be good. Let's try this. I love the way this is actually meant to be an animation file where I just transfer animations from it, but instead I'm actually like keyframing the entire facial expressions and stuff for this one bit. Oh, come on. Oh, this is what I like about this. Because, like, basically everything coming together like this just looks so nice. Like, you start off with no facial expressions and everything looking really blank and having to, like, work on blocking out the animation how you want it. Then you tweak it a little bit and it looks a little bit more natural. Then you start adding stuff like breathing or eye movement and mouth movement and blinking and stuff, and then that's when it gets really good, you know, where it starts really taking shape. I'm like super happy with that now just because of how cute it looks. Okay, right, so we get this. Then we're going to take the goodest boy here and we're going to try putting him in the same file, which will be the one in the bottom right here, and he should then render out pretty nicely. I'm just gonna, there we go, reset myself there. He should render out pretty nicely with all the stuff on him. So, do I have all the stuff set up on him here? Yes, I do. Okay. Because this, oh, where is that? Come on. It looks super satisfying with all the elements coming together. Oh, it is, trust me. Like before, hang on, was the rest of the animation? Because, like, before this project, really, I'd only dabbled with animation a little bit. So it was kind of just something there, and I'd never done too much of it, but learning and getting it looking like this is really good. Artorias in his first suit about to fight Manus of the Abyss. So the facial expressions here are going to be slightly off, but what we basically have him doing is he's sat down, he turns around, sees the character walking up, and then he stands up. His back's to his shield here. He turns around, picks up his shield in a moment, and then his sword, and then we go into the fight scene. And then we have the other character holding up the stick, and he looks at the stick and goes, "Oh, stick! Okay, let's play fetch." And then he does that. But the facial expression is slightly off because of me keying it to the new section here. Like, for instance, if I wanted to get this right, when does that facial expression stuff start? So I can just transplant all of this. It starts at about frame 13. So by frame 13... that's when he does that. Specifically, when he's just about reaching across with his shield, right? So if we wanted to go into this and just get this all set up for when I throw it into the full scene, what we do is we take that and we move this all across. So frame 13 is then going to be completely moved. So frame 13 is now... let's have a look. There is now about frame 340. So then if we move all of this stuff... Ember says, "Midnight is sleepy time, but I'm glad I got to see the goodest boy before bed." Have a good night, Ember. Hope you're okay. Hope you have a good sleep. Oh, there we go. So I guessed it right. So now we can do the rest of the animation. What I do is I normally set up the entire thing here. So we don't need him in his T-pose at the beginning. It's just a basic thing that I have him do. So what we'll do is we'll have him sat around blinking and everything, and it'll look really cool. Normally what I'll do is I'll have a character blink every so often, just because I don't like characters not blinking. It looks really weird. So we'll do that. For anyone that's just coming in now, you didn't see me set up the blink before, and the little bit of work I had to do for that, but it's cool that you get to stick around for the rest of it. So let's go. And then we'll do another one there. Normally I just do this by feel. You know, so like we'll have him sat there and I'm like, okay, every so often I want him to blink so it doesn't look like he's just staring out with no blinking whatsoever. So about there we'll do a double. Okay, and then we'll do another one here. So yeah, this is all really just be feeling it out and trying to see what works. And the thing is, I think in the original footage I have, his back's to the camera there. And then he turns around in a moment, so about there we'll have him blink again. Oh, and then there as well. And then we'll do the same thing for the panting. Because his panting is roughly about there. It might be there. Okay. There we go. Oh, that looks so nice. Actually, we'll do him without the panting at the moment. And then we'll have him turn around and pant when he gets excited at seeing the character. Do this, and then... about the... that's when we'll have him doing that. And because his back is away from the camera, or is it facing it? We can get away with that. And we can do this. And then again, we can just put this up here. Just about stops there, but we can kind of make up for that. Oh. Okay. So we got this kind of thing going on. I love that. I gotta save that as a secondary file. Let's do... I'm just saving this as another file. Lesser dog anim too. And then we'll just import that in and try and slap it over the top and see what happens. Oh, I've got no coffee left. I have to make myself another coffee in a bit. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going to the main one now. Oh god. I just realized there'll be 2 of this on screen. Fun times. So, what I'm going to try doing here is just try transplanting this. So we'll do... let's try and get rid of the second screen here for a moment. Oh. Okay, can I get rid of the render window as well here? I didn't even realize that was a thing. There we go. Oh, and then it just brings up the other one anyway? Okay, okay. That moment where it's duplicating windows. So what I'll do is, instead, I'll put another window out. And we'll have this be the, like, the main preview window for all this. Just so everybody's not being driven crazy by 2 things. Okay, so that's recap. Okay, I think it's that one. Ah, there we go. There we go. So what you'll be seeing in a moment is the bigger version of this. Just kind of put this to one side. Okay. So what we've got is the finished animation in the top left, or what will be finished, and then we've got the preview work in progress thing in the bottom right where I'm working now. So we need to transplant this stuff. So I'll do okay. And then what we'll do is we'll get Lesser Dog, we'll clone him round, and we'll try seeing if we can just transplant these animations that I've got onto the other one with the different timing. So what we do is we append this. Where is he at? I love the way Jevel's themes come on at this time as well. That's not a good sign. Collection. So we got Lesser Dog. don't need the shield or the sword. I just need Lesser Dog because of his different keyframes, I think. Oh no, wait. Hang on. I might need this thing. Oh, it's messing it up. Let's just completely delete that hierarchy and we'll just create another one and go from there. Okay. Append everything just in case. Then he's gonna be... yeah, he's there. Okay. So he's in the scene now. I just need... you can see he's got the smiley face. I just need to make sure he's got all the right look to him. Okay. It's gonna look terrifying like that at the moment with the final lighting on. Like, I'm gonna do the lighting on him a little bit better later on. But for now, he looks kind of right. So what we need to do is, we need to have his animations line up with what's on screen. And I may need to do the shield and sword fade in, fade out again. That's no big problem though. Basically, the models end up swapping themselves out. It's really interesting. I love doing it because it's a little bit of trickery, but it works. Okay, so we got it here. Starts at 9,300. Copy all of that. Question is, can I just copy all this across here and it work, or... paste. Ah, okay, there we go. Now I just need to scroll to his facial stuff that I did and just put that at like 9,300 as well. If this works, I'm going to be super happy. So now all we need to do is do a clone of the movement cube that I've got. Movement cubes just really do help make everything a lot easier. We'll do add mesh cube, and then we'll do okay. And then that cube needs to be basically right where the dog is. Which is roughly about here, I think. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. So we take the two here and we parent them so that the cube should move the actor now. Ah, yes! Okay, that's what I like. So basically what we've done is we've parented the cube, or connected the two together, if I don't want to use any technical terms. We've connected the two together so that when we move the cube does everything separately and allows us to make the character look like it's walking or whatever. Compared to, you know, having to do that on the actual character itself, so then we can just rotate the cube by 90. And we also need to give it a material, so we'll give it the transparent one. So then you can't actually see the transparency there. Show back face, that's fine. Shadow mode, we don't have anything on that. We have shadow mode on the actual dog itself? I think we should do. Yeah, we do. Okay, so if I put like certain lights in here, it'll show off the shadows on him. So then we just move this into the same location and then hide the other dog. Come on now. It's gotta be like on point as well, like really on point. Out here, then we just If it's off by a little bit, it's going to be a pain. Okay, we just move him down here. Oh. Trying to get this all to look right is a little bit awkward. Oh, I forgot. Have we scaled him? I don't think we have. That might explain him being off slightly. Okay. Now I think that's good. So if I hide the other dog... Oh, it hides his sword? It hides his sword and shield. Okay, so we gotta do... Which one? Okay. That's gonna be a pain. So I want to hide that one. And the same with that one. That should be hidden for the renderer. And then... If I hide the second dog... Yeah, the first one shouldn't have his stuff showing. Okay. Then for this one, we do... Hopefully I can get this set up with the sword and the shield as well. Because the shield is not meant to be visible here right now. Okay, so we got him. We got him looking around. And blinking a little bit. Shield only be visible later on. Let's check this out. Okay, there's character. Character walks up. There's the dog. Dog stands up. Oh, that reminds me. It's not animated to stand up because of the cube. The cube that I've got should raise and fall. But the new one doesn't do that, so we got to animate that. Oh. We have him moving a little bit in a second. Trying to remember where the other one animates from. Let's try and unhide him for the moment. Ah, there we go. So, the other one starts moving roughly. About there. So what I need to do is about here, put a keyframe, and then we move the box so that it goes up so that he's in frame in a moment. Okay, so it should be about there. We'll just match these two to each other. About there. Then when we look at this, they should be pretty evenly matched. It looks kind of ugly for the moment, but that's because we're doing a little visual trickery here. Okay. We got this thing on the left. So he turns round. Then goes for the shield. Now the question is the shield changed in the hand? Because if not, I'm going to have to do that too. No, it isn't. Oh, okay. So I'm going to have to change the shield. And then the sword as well. Oh, where is it? Okay, so the sword, when it gets to the... needs to be visible. So, what we do is we go... to the other dog model. Because what we're doing is we're basically pulling a fast one on the viewer, where we show them something happening, and they believe it's happening, but all it is, really, is transparency. So we'll do the shield in a moment, because I have that set up already, but... when we get to here... we've got to get the right frame for this to work. Ah, there. It's that frame. On this frame, it needs to be visible. Before that, it's invisible. Is that both swords? No. Okay. So... check the other sword out here. The other sword should have the same thing set up on it. It goes out slightly early. It needs to still be fully visible then. Look at the transition with him grabbing the sword and the shield, it's so smooth. I've tried to put as much attention to detail in this as possible, but thank you very much, Damon. It really, really is nice. I figure I want to get this, like, as close as I can to looking good here. That's where I need it to be. And in the next bit... oh, no. Hang on. When does the sword pop in? Okay, so that needs to be... I clear the keyframes there. It needs to be... oh, no. I've slightly messed this up. It's still visible there. And then... when it pops here on 61, the sword in the background is invisible. So... I clear these frames just for a moment, just so I can see. I had all this set up before. I'm worried I might have to do this entire thing again. Right, so... I need to clear all of these if I can. Right, so that there is... so close, but it's slightly off. Let's try just seeing if I can... I'll get rid of the keying in the background as well, so I can match this up. So I had this all matched up before, and then everything went wrong, so there we go. So the sword is now keyed into that location, because the idea is the camera goes past it, and the dog's going to remove the sword from the snow here. So I'm looking at the sword in the background now. That needs to be invisible there, right? So by this frame, it's going to be invisible. Come on. I just need it to line up on screen. It's just a pain doing this, like, frame by frame. There we go. Up until there. That's fine. And then I've messed this up slightly again. Right, so and then the next frame. That's when it becomes invisible. And then it looks like he's picking the sword out. No, I just need to remember which frame I put it on. Because if we do this the opposite way around. Oh, Deltarune Chapter 2's soundtrack in the background. So good. I love Cyberfield. It's such a good song. Okay, so up until here, we have that one be invisible. So we go invis there. And then here, that's where we transition. So what we have is them picking the sword out. The only difference is getting the material right. So for instance, here, the material for the sword is it's slightly metallic. It's about 0.5 on everything. Ah, there we go. That's the difference. So when I looked at the sword, apparently it's made out of like rock or whatever. If I do that and then go, that should now merge the two swords together. So basically, it looks like he comes in, goes over, picks the sword out. I think his frames are slightly off with his facial animation, though. Hang on. Let's have a look. I'll do the shield in a moment. Yeah, he's happy. I don't know why he's happy there. It's gonna sound terrible of me, but he shouldn't be happy. Not yet. Ah, there's the yapping bit. Is that twice? Hang on. I'm like this is the only problem with editing like this, because the way the file is, and because of how many keyframes there are and everything, it's so slow and laggy, but hang on. I can just see behind that shield. Yeah, it's slightly off. Like this facial animation here. This needs to be about when he's reaching for it. So about there, I believe. Oh, no. Okay, let's try this. Oh, I see why. I see why it's off. Okay. This is pretty easy. This is because of a transition to a different character. Up until here. Until here, it's fine. And then from there, that's when we do the transition. So we have the keyframes moved. Where are they? Because the camera's not focused on him at the moment, so... Did I move the camera back? No, I didn't. Okay. So if I go here now... Adjust that? Where did I put the rest of his animation? It was in there. I know I brought it in. Oh, no. Oh, this is terrible. Something's gone terribly wrong with this. And I don't know where, because half his animation is missing. Like the other bits of his animation that I just animated with him doing the bark and everything. They are not there, and I don't know why. I got an easier solution to all of this. I got an easier solution, but it's going to be painful. It's basically just redoing the original shape stuff here, and then redoing all of that animating again. So, give me a moment. Right, because I've got the animation in 2 files, right? It's fine, it's fine. I've got the animation in 2 files. What I'm more interested in is getting the blinking and the mouth stuff, because that's a major part of doing characters. So for instance, with the tongue, we'll do that. Can be 2. You get to see me do this again now. It was a really quick process. It's not too bad. I just say it because it's kind of annoying. I can make a big song and dance about it, but it's not too bad. But that was for the panting, I believe. Yeah, that can go for the moment. We can redo that. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're going ahead and we're going to redo his shape keys here that I did in the other file. Glad I saved 2 versions of that. Let me just double check, because I should have 2 versions of it. I'll be opening it in the background. See what I've got saved. Yeah. Okay, so I have another version of it in the background. I can just, at least I know I can delete the shape keys on that. So I need happy eyes and blink. 2 things that I need here. And then I can just copy the animation across, and the animation will be fine. It'll be a lot of more of an easier process. To do that, you're gonna have to sit through me doing the editing of this again. Hang on. Movement cube. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use the sculpt tool, and we're gonna make these 2 new keys. So we're gonna have blink first. Blink. And then we're gonna have happy eyes. And the idea is we just edit the eye models, and the 2 of them will then work how we want. So we'll do happy eyes first, because it's easy. Really, I should have moved that up, so there we go, priority-wise. So what I need to do here is take the head model and just completely hide the head. Select head, vanish. Looks crazy now, because it's just eyes, a nose, and a tongue. But we're good. We're good. So then what we do is, we got the happy eyes keyframe thing set up. We go to sculpt. Then we go to 100 strength and about 0.2 strength here. And what we're going to do is, we're just going to push the bottom of the eye up. Like so. Until it forms that kind of happy looking shape. Of which I'm lucky in that it does most of the work for me by just pushing the bottom in there. So now, when we tween between the controls here, we've immediately got controls for happy eyes. That's no big deal, right? And then we're going to do blink. So we do the blink one, we bring that up. And for blink, we need to bring this in from both sides. And then we should be good. I can just animate this over the previous one. This is the only problem when trying to figure out stuff. And you come across a problem and you think, okay, I got one solution for it. You think about it one way and it's not quite right. So you do it another way and it just solves it instantly. Like, I didn't want to do this in this file because I thought I can just transplant everything and it won't be as laggy, but it's fine. It's fine. What we need to do is bring that down. Oh. Just looking at this from like every angle here. Nope. Nope, that's too much, that. Yeah, I'm on there. Be nice. Don't want him to look angry, so we gotta bring that other bit in. So we'll do 12, no, 40. 40, there we go. Or even 60 there would be alright. Because the idea is we have him Just doing this. Like, he should not look angry. He should just look like he's squinting a little bit. Then we just do this with the other one. I absolutely love the sculpt tool. It is so good. It's so useful. Like, I swear I've been using the sculpt tool just loads more recently. For, like, different jobs and stuff. And it's so handy. Okay, there we go. So I think that's good enough. Maybe the right one can just be brought in a little bit more. Okay. Right. So now it looks like he's blinking, right? Or rather, it looks like the floating eyes are blinking. So then we just unhide everything here. Hey! There we go. And then the happy eyes as well. There we go. So that's all good now. So then we can just save that. And then we just animate over the top of that. What we will do as well is we'll get the rest of his animation from the other file. That was so cool. I love the solutions for stuff like that being so easy. Like, let's take the second half of his animation, where it's, I had it in the backup file, which was in my downloads. You'll be able to see this in a moment. It'll come on the big screen, because what I'm trying to do is find... It's after the sword pickup. Because we can copy animations. They save in the buffer for Blender. Oh, there, okay. So we take the animation. You probably... Oh no, well, you've got it on screen. Right, so we take his animation here that we did before, where he does the whole thing of looking at the stick, and then barking, and being all happy, and dropping his guard, and becoming a little bit more easier to work with, but a little bit more excited. We take that, and we copy that through the buffer. What basically happens is... The Blender's kind of weird, in the sense that... when you... Oh, hang on. When you transfer stuff between files, you can't just simply copy from one to the other. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. You can't simply copy from one to the other. It doesn't let you do that for some weird reason. So what you have to do is, you have to take the file that you've made, open it up, copy it, like copy the animation frames, then what that does is, that copies it into the buffer of the current version of Blender that you have open. So then you then have to save what you're doing, and then open the file that you want to paste it into in the same version of Blender that you have open, because it's stored, like I said, in the buffer, and then paste it on. It's a little bit weird, but it's not a big deal. So then what we do is, if we take this, we have the other character on screen here for a little bit. Figure out where it is. About... Trying to remember where the camera ends here, so we can do a quick switch. It's about the... 1040, which means if I paste that there, what's going to happen is we get the rest of the animation from the other file. As you can see, the keyframes have come in the bottom here, on the bottom right. And what we get, in 2 frames per second, is the rest of the animation that we just animated. Now I just need all the feeling to that. You know, so all the feeling that we just put in with all the shape keys and everything, I now need to put that in here. Sounds annoying for someone who doesn't know what they're doing. Like you would make a mistake a few times. I've definitely made the mistake of having multiple windows open and just thinking, look, I can just copy this across, it'll be fine. It's the same model, it's the same rig and everything. And instead it's like, it's not the same client that you've opened, so it's another instance. It's awkward. It's It's annoying, but not in like a terrible sense. You know, it's one of those little peeves where when you figure out how it works and you get round it, you're like, oh, okay, it's strange, but it's still, you know, it's workable. When you don't know what's going on and you've spent forever trying to figure it out, you've wasted like half an hour or an hour, then it's like, what is going on here? Is it the program? Does it just hate me? You know, it's funny. It's like with a lot of things, especially in 3D. 3D with certain programs, it's kind of that love-hate relationship where sometimes it'll just work how you expect, and other times it'll just throw tons of errors at you. You won't know what's wrong, and then your entire day gets spent, instead of animating or modeling, you'll spend most of your day basically doing tech support for yourself. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny, but it's pretty annoying at the same time when it gets like that. You just start thinking like, does the program hate me here or what? Right, I'm just checking out the animation for the other one, because I just want to see what the keyframes are like for the tongue, because I think it was like every couple of seconds. Oh, it was every 4. It was every 4 for the tongue. So, for instance, what I mean by that is, you've got a value of 0 now, and then when we move the slider, it's going to animate. So if we go to 0.4, move the tongue to its maximum value. Make sure I have the auto keyframe thing on here. And then we move that back to number 8. So what I'm going to have is him panting a little bit. And we'll have his mouth slightly closed as well at the beginning. We don't want him with his mouth wide open at the beginning, because it's supposed to show excitement. So we'll do this. It's funny, because this entire sequence, I thought about it, and I was looking up for reference. I was trying to replace one of the other characters that I didn't have a 3D model of. And I was like, okay, I'll put Lesser Dog here, because Lesser Dog does show up, and we're going to have him showing up twice, I think. Maybe, well, in the Snowed-In section. Maybe a couple of other times, depending. Like, I'm still kind of feeling most of this out. It's a case of blocking out the scenes, getting ideas, move on to the next one. I figure, because he appears, or at least you know he's around in Snowed-In a couple of times if you've played the story, or the game. If you haven't, the idea is that some of the characters are recurring. Some of them aren't just like NPCs that you only find once, and some aren't, you know, like common ones that you have multiple of. Lesser Dog here is a special instance in that he's basically like a mini-boss of sorts. He doesn't have like boss-style health, but he shows up as like a random encounter. And then later on, you see he's been building snow sculptures of himself, which we do actually have later on. He's been basically building like giant snow dogs. So the idea is I want to have him doing that at one point. And then what I'm going to do is, later on, I'm going to have him walking towards the town, and we'll see him in town as well. I figure that's just cool and keeps continuity, and kind of gives everything more of a lived-in sort of feel for the world. Like, you'd expect that. You'd expect the character to be moving around and doing its own thing, so it's just all the stuff that you have to think about when you do this kind of thing. The worst part for me at the moment, though, is doing this, and I'm doing it because I absolutely love the game. You know, I love the game, I love the story, I'm super passionate about it, like a lot of people. But the fear that I have is that the fan base will absolutely gut me for any details that I get wrong, or the fact that I've changed things just ever so slightly. You know, they'll basically gut me like a fish because they like it just as much, if not more, than me. You know, so all this love and passion that I'm putting into these details and everything else and getting the characters as accurate as I can, it's not going to be enough for some people, and that kind of, just thinking about that is, it's not upsetting, but it's scary, you know. Oh, there we go. You can see him slowly turning around here. I have to edit this at like 2 frames per second because of how big the file is. Or rather, how much detail is on screen. Communities can be scary. Oh, definitely. Right, so we'll have him be blinking there as well. We've already established that blinks work in threes. And by threes, I mean, like, the first frame is your eyes open, the third frame is your eyes closed, and then the next three after that is your eyes open again. It works really well. I've established this in other frames, in other streams. At the same time, they can also be amazing, says Damon. Oh yeah, like, communities can be scary as hell, but they can also be really cool. Like, no joke, I've said it multiple times, I absolutely love the Undertale community, but it does some weird stuff. Like, I have nothing against anybody, it's just, it's like every community, you know, you get the weird side that does all the very strange, questionable stuff that has you going, wait, what? And then you have everybody else that you look at that is incredibly passionate and stuff and does really creative things. It's like, the best way to describe it is it's like when I look at the VR chat stuff, like, for anyone who saw that the other day, for anyone who doesn't know about this, at the moment, currently, I look at a lot of VR chat stuff because I like 3D interactivity. So VR chat without VR, at least, is pretty cool to experience. And I've been doing, like, a lot of stuff on, say, like, Gundam or Undertale. Just stuff that I like and seeing what other people have done with those, you know, like, those worlds in VR chat and avatars and things. And it's cool to see what some people have come up with. They're amazing. You know, I love stuff like that. That's the kind of creativity that I like from the communities. You know. But yeah, there are weirdos in every community. It's just unfortunate, you know, that some communities tend to be weirder than others. I think it doesn't help that, like, the stigma for the Undertale community tends to be, oh, furries. You know, or at least that's what it appears to be from an outsider's perspective. Not even... He's blinking enough. Maybe if I do 2 there instead, and I do... There we go. So 1.45 is probably the maximum that I want to do that. 1.45. Okay. So each one of these blinks is going to be 1.45 now, just to make it a little bit more obvious. I just have to go in and manually find the frame at like 2 frames per second here. Again, some of this stuff has to be like really cartoony, exaggerated, just to get the point across of what the character's doing and stuff, but it's no big deal. Still looks good. Damon says, some more childish communities tend to have stranger people. Normally you have people who grew up with it, and they built their reality around it. Yeah, I can kind of understand that. Some people build up their entire personas around stuff like that, you know, and then it's kind of interesting meeting those type of people, but also kind of weird at the same time. Okay, so we've... I think I might throw in another blink there. There we go. That looks okay. And then the next character comes in, but we don't care about that for the moment because we need to get to... Where is it? Here we go. Doing like all the blinks and everything on this is so good. This looks so good in motion, says Damon. Thank you very much, Damon. Even though it's only at like 2 frames per second, you know. I don't mean that as a negative for you. I appreciate, you know, all the support and everything I get from this, because I'm putting everything into this. Like, I don't know whether this will be like the last animation thing that I do, or whether it's just the start of something else, but it's crazy when you think about it, right? I went from being incredibly depressed and forgetting how to animate and do 3D because I'd not done it frequently in a while, to deciding somehow that I was going to start out doing a small series of animations, and then that spiraled into, I'm going to animate the entirety of Undertale's story in 3D. No, and for anyone that's played the game, you'll know that's not a small undertaking. It's basically like creating my own movie about which, by the end of it, it probably will be about movie length. Oh, because each section at the moment is like 15 to 20 minutes long. Like this version at the moment, this area that I'm doing Snowed in, this is literally looking like it's going to be about 20 minutes or more, just for Snowed in parts. The ruins, the part before it, is 15 minutes. That's already 35 minutes. You know, it's not... I never even considered the difficulty when doing this. I was just like, look, I need to do something. I need to get back into this because I want to do projects after this. I need something that I can focus on that will make me happy. And yeah, this makes me so happy doing this. Oh. It's crazy when you think about the lack of thought that was put into just going on this massive adventure. Did you censor masochistic? Says Damon. No, I didn't. If it had have censored it, I would have seen on my end, because it has like a weird admin panel thing. I don't know whether you've ever streamed before, but for anyone who hasn't, it gives you like a little admin panel, and anything that comes up harmful normally shows up, at least on mine, and it says, do you want to show this, or do you want to hide it, you know? But it does it off-stream to the side in like the comments section, so nobody else gets to see you messing around with that. It's really weird. But I didn't see anything like that, so... William Coffee says, hi, hello, nice to see you. Okay, so we got the sword thing here, which actually works in this one. My previous message didn't post outside the emoji, says Damon. Huh. Interesting. Right, so I reckon about 80 there. Around there, we need another blink. Normally, I just feel this out for the blinks, so I'll do like 1, and then 1, 2, and then another 1. So here we got a blink. And then we'll do another one. Are you going to have the secret boss called Glide? No. What I'm going to be doing here is trying to try and just cover everything I can with what models I can get hold of. It's pretty hard. I've already looked at a couple of people in VR chat that have done different models, so I need to get hold of. At the moment, I'm thinking of asking, I think it was Floral Pikmin 99. I'm going to give them a shout out anyway. They've done a couple of the amalgamates that I want. For anybody who doesn't know the game and is watching this, the amalgamates are characters that are encountered much later in the game. And, yeah, I've not got models for them. It's a bit like not having models for, say, like, Burger Pants or some of the other things like Politics Burr. Don't have models for them, so I've got to make replacements or do, you know, something else to try and make up for the lack of those characters. And make everything feel populated. Oh. Okay, so up to about, what was it? It was like 10,040. There we go. So what you're seeing is just a random thing on screen at the moment. Ah, there we go. There's the animation for the doggo. I was trying to figure out when the character swap happens again. It's there. It's 10:41. And I need to figure out, what did I have him previously? I'm just going to quickly... Oh. Just going to quickly open a video in the background so it shows me the shots as well, because I'm trying to keep track of every little detail here in the game and also via camera. I'm just quickly watching this. Okay. I absolutely love this song from Deltarune. So, the problem is, the other thing that I need to keep track of is the camera, because you don't want to be messing around with the camera. Oh, I'm going to have the head grow on Lesser Dog, yeah. I can do that. The idea is that when you have characters on screen, you should never cross over the camera, because it becomes really awkward to keep track of. So I have to keep track of what the last frame was, where the camera is, and then be like, okay, so the camera was here previously. I'm going to need to move it so that everybody can see things, but when two characters are looking at each other and facing off like this, you basically have to make sure that they're not facing the same direction, because it looks really bad, which is why I'm trying to make it so that Lesser here is facing off towards the right. I mean the left, sorry, but on the right side of the screen. And then the other character is on the left side of the screen facing right, because then they never cross each other. And then that way you never have that problem. Yet again, another problem I have to think of. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this. I'm just gonna smash save now. Ah, there we go. No, camera needs to be moved here. Because I saw his tail wagging there, and I was like, okay, the frames are slightly changed here. Like, I'll probably end up putting a preview up for this again, or like a small preview for Lesser after I've done this sequence. Because I put up one of him standing up, but I didn't put an updated one of him picking up his sword or doing anything else, because I did that, I think, the other night. Is that him? Ah, okay, there we go. So this is important. So this bit. Instead of blink now, we have happy eyes. So we're going to have him, because he looks at a stick, and of course, dog with a stick, he's going to get super excited. He's going to do happy eyes. And that's going to go all the way back. And then he's going to come back here. About there. And then he's going to release the happy eyes. Okay. And then we do it again. Oh. One, two, three is natural for blinking, or at least doing the eye thing. And then we'll just have him be super happy there. But now we need to do the mouth closed bit. So we got, what does it swap here? I think it's 60. No? Okay. Ah, there we go. 65. Okay, so we got him with his mouth sort of open here a little bit. Gonna have him close his mouth a little bit, because he's just like, wait, what? This looks so cute. Ah, there we go. Then I need to have this going so that when Over about here. Need his mouth to open about now. Yeah, just a couple of frames back. Oh, this is so crazy because of me animating like this. Okay, so we got his mouth open. And mouth closes again. Mouth opens again. I actually might need that to be... out there. Let's just close that again for the moment. And then we just go... a couple of frames. Oh. Out there. Okay. This is what I was trying to face before. The man working hard on the animation, says Axis. Hey Axis, nice to see you. Hope you're doing okay. Wolf. And then close the mouth again. Then we'll do... when he gets to here, we'll have him slightly open it. Okay. Instead, we need the panting. So the panting comes in 4s. I'm doing okay. How about you? Oh, I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. As you can see, I'm just incredibly focused on this and having a good laugh about the entire process of getting here so far and how much detail I'm putting in and stuff. I think I was talking with Damon about it before. It was fun to just go over concerns and things and be like, ah. Is this a telephone theme from... it's the telephone theme from Chapter 2, right? Yeah, because normally you hear the telephone going off in the background. I realized something funny about your shield. The shield is wrong, because the straps shouldn't be pointing straight up. Yeah, that's the modeler that's done that. You know, what's more annoying to me is the fact that I now have to change the strap model itself, probably with the sculpt tool again, to get it to actually go around the hand, because it wasn't doing that before. It's little stuff like that where I'm just looking at it and I'm like, that's been annoying me for days right now, but I've been trying to shoot this to make sure that I don't have to look at it from certain angles, and it's not a problem then, when now it's like, now that I'm shooting at him, more or less looking straight up, it's like, no, you actually do have to be cheeky and actually go ahead and sort that out. It's just funny trying to get away with certain bits of magic, like we showed off before with the shield and the sword swap. Yeah, remove the straps and just say he has a handle hidden under his paw. Potentially, like, if I just fix the strap, it won't be too bad. This is gonna be so funny finishing off this bit, because it's literally a case of anytime you've, you know, interacted with the dog and you've got like a stick or a toy that it wants and you see it getting excited and getting ready, it's like, here we go, here's the stick, walks over with stick, And then all of a sudden, dog just, like, stretches neck out, takes stick. It's like, oh, okay, okay. You know. I think, if I remember rightly, it's either wrote like that, or uses stick as a distraction, pets dog, dog's happy, head shoots up into the air, then comes back down eventually, and then dog walks off. I think that was what I'd wrote for the original plan. So I'll see which one's better. He's super excited, even though it's like 2 frames per second. He's super excited because I made his tail deliberately wag faster when he sees the stick. Because he's like, ooh, stick! Stick! All those little details, man. I love doing all these characters. Like, not only, obviously, are they really important to quite a lot of people that really love the characters, you know, but like, each one of them has small details that I absolutely love animating because it's satisfying just seeing them work afterwards. Like, for instance, I keep saying this, but you only see these characters as sprites, and they only animate certain ways, you know, and then, like, whenever you see them elsewhere, it's other people have animated them or whatever, so it's other people's interpretations. I'm just starting the OST again for a laugh. It's other people's interpretations, but it's still mainly sprite-based. The 3D stuff is kind of crazy. It's like, it's fun trying to do all these little details for each character and have them be what you would expect. You know? Like, for instance, I keep mentioning that ever since I did the ruins, because of me animating Toriel so often, because she's in the ruins, obviously, like, 90% of it, her ears, like, animating her ears swinging and moving while she's moving, that was so crucial to me. And I do all of it by hand. Like, they have features in Blender that allow you to automate this stuff, but the thing is, it's not that I'm a complete masochist for the stuff, it's more I have more control by doing it this way, and that way I don't have to spend forever experimenting with, like, little plugins or whatever. But yeah, all of this is animated by hand. There are a lot of people that would be like, oh, just animate it via mocap if you can. And it's like, well, I can't afford a mocap suit. Low-cost mocap is a pain to work out and takes a while to figure out if it's got plugins for your 3D program, you know. There are all kinds of other different things that I've thought of that would have made this easier, but it's like, how much experimentation and R&D is going to go into actually getting that to work? Versus me just animating it and getting better at keyframing by hand. You know. It's nice trying to think about how the area would look in 3D space. Yeah, it is insane trying to do that, which is why I went to the fan base for that kind of thing, and I just ended up, like, no joke, I spend days looking at fan art, primarily just to see what other people's interpretations are, and then I try and get a mixed sort of interpretation, and then I put that through. Like, this entire level is more or less one-for-one recreated from the actual map. The only difference is, other people tend to do it as like a small enclosed space, or they'll do it with a little bit more of a hilly look to it, because I've taken it directly from what I saw on the level layouts. You know, like, it's all mainly on one level, so it's all flat, but the idea is that the rock around it has kind of fallen away, so you've got these massive cliff areas. It's interesting, but, like, that's a different interpretation to some people that have made it, you know, a lot more vertical, and there's a lot more height and everything to it. It's the same with, like, Waterfall, when I went through the VR chat version of Waterfall, and Waterfall was, like, really cool in VR chat, and I'm like, oh wow, this is really vertical. Oh, it's like a lot of the levels were vertical in VR chat. So cool. Not a masochist, but goes over every detail in the animation, says Ion. I wouldn't consider that masochism. I'd say that was passion, you know. That was, like, really crazy passion. Oh. Let's do the blink here. Like, because if you've seen me do some of this stuff, me, you know, trying to make it easier on myself. Like, I do copy and paste a lot of things, and then we've got the whole thing about, you know, trying to make sure that when I'm doing, like, animations, if I can reuse certain animations from other files or later on, I will. You know, I'm trying to make it easy on myself, but I will admit it's a lot of work. It's why when everybody's saying to me, like, what are you doing now? Like, can you come online or whatever? Or can you do this? Can you do that? I'm like, I'm animating. I'm animating. I'm doing a feature-length movie that I probably won't get anything back from, but... Oh, there we go. Let's put another blink there. Well, there. So we go blink. Double blink. We'll go another couple of frames. We'll do another blink there. And then I think it has to change there. Like, the camera's going to change back there. So I'll still leave the blink in, but it's mainly just for later on. So what we'll do is we might even push the camera out. Because a lot of this is trying to convey motion and stuff. I did a lot of that with the whole thing with Papyrus and Sands, where the camera's a lot more slower and chill for Sands. And then for Papyrus, the camera's all over the place following him more. So I think I'll keep that as it goes on, but it's cool messing around with the camera and trying to do that kind of thing. So like, for instance, here with Lesser, what I might do is... Oh my god, that looks so cute. It's gonna look better later on. We'll go to like 10, 182, what is it? 10, 180 there. You do this... You're going to put the finished project onto the Undertale forum. I'd like to. The idea is I just want to put it up for everybody. I'll probably try and get everybody's attention. Just like, guys, check this out. I hope you enjoy. Please don't gut me. Please don't gut me like a fish. I just did this out of passion and love for the game, just like you guys. I don't want to spoil the way that I've done this, though. Let's put it this way. It's like... I've managed to keep it faithful to the game while also having that little bit of immersion in there that I mentioned before when I mentioned, you know, about the character and everything else. And hopefully the payoff at the end will be good, because one of the first things I did for ages ago was I planned the ending out before everything else, because it was meant to be, I've mentioned this before, it was meant to be like a short sequence of animation that would go together, similar to some of the other fan stuff. And then when I decided, no, I'll just go all in on it, I already had the entire ending sequence planned out, and it's going to be, I hope it's going to land how I want, because if it does, then I won't get gutted like a fish, you know. Instead, it's like, okay, now we understand it, I just need to keep stuff going and keep it subtle and try and give hints of what I'm going for. You know. But the only reason I keep mentioning getting gutted by a fish at the moment is primarily because that's what it feels like. You know, like, some people are so passionate about this thing that they can't take others' interpretations or whatever, or they might not like them. So instead, it's just like, oh, this is terrible. And it's like, no, no. Let's see if I just, instead of doing that as a Bezier curve, if I just do this as like a linear thing. Let's see where the camera moves then. Sometimes it's good having the camera as a Bezier curve, basically something that you can edit on the fly. And other times it's good having it as a straight linear motion like this, because then you can do like that slow push in. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna be rendering for a little while now. Not on stream, of course, but I'm gonna be rendering for a bit just to figure out how good I've done this and what needs to be done to it. Save it there. Ooh, fun stuff. Right. I'm gonna call it here, because I'm gonna need to get food. I shall see you guys later on when I do more of this stuff, or, you know, more streaming at some point. I really want to do that tonight. So yeah, I'll see you guys later on. Thank you very much for sticking around with me. I appreciate it as usual. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to spend with me. Thank you very much. You don't know how much it means to me. I don't take it for granted at all. Anyway, thank you. Hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you again on the next one. Bye!